Okay, now I'm making the filling for the pumpkin. I always use Libby's. It's my favorite, my mother-in-law's favorite. I think everybody will agree it's a lot easier than boiling the pumpkin and trying to get it as smooth as they do.
You could if you wanted to.
You could if you wanted to. It just, Libby's did that part for you already. You're still making homemade pumpkin pie. You're adding all the ingredients and everything yourself. It's just that all they did before you is boil it and got all the strings and stuff out, which is a pain in the tush. Believe me, I get it. I know. And I'm making 6 pumpkin pies, so it takes 6 of these smaller cans, which is, I think, 15 ounces. Yep, 15 ounces. That's why all the pie crusts in the fridge right now that we just did a little earlier. Refer to my video of before. I'm pouring in the evaporated milk. You must have 1 can, 12 ounces of evaporated milk per can of pumpkin. A 1/4 cup of sugar per can, so I'm going to need 1.5 cups of sugar. And there's 1 cup. Actually, for all this pumpkin, that's not really a lot of sugar. That's it. That's all it takes. That big bowl. Okay. 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And I know it sounds strange putting salt in something sugary, but every recipe calls for salt, and the reason for that is it brings out the sugar, it brings out the pumpkin, it brings out the evaporated milk, it brings out all the flavors. Add 6 teaspoons of cinnamon.
I was trying to do it with 1 hand, and it all
Which,
fell in.
for everybody that don't know that, for every 3 teaspoons, it's 1 tablespoon. So 2 tablespoons of cinnamon for 6 cans.
Crack your egg.
1, 2. That makes 6 teaspoons. 1.5 teaspoons of ginger. Now, I don't like to add the whole amount of ginger to it. It makes it too spicy and gives everybody heartburn. So I only add 1 teaspoon instead of 1.5. Now it's ground cloves. This is what gives it its color. You ever notice on top of your pumpkin pie it's always a darker kind of brown? That's from the cloves. And I need...
Go wash your hands.
1.5 teaspoons of cloves.
Mom.
Yeah.
That's one big bowl, but that's not...
That's it. And all those could go in the sink now. Yeah, but the thing is though, dear, the lumps from the pumpkin don't come out that easy. I mean, I could use that. Could you give me that for a second? Let me see. I gotta mix for a while here because this has got to be really smooth. This takes a little while to mix all together. It could be. All this right here, if you had an ice cream maker, all you have to do is put, after it's all mixed, of course, you put it in an ice cream maker, and this would make pumpkin ice cream. I would use a heavier cream instead of the carnation milk, because the evaporated milk I'd use heavier cream because it comes out creamier. This takes a long time to mix. What I'm doing right now is getting the lumps of all the ingredients broken so it'll mix in. You could do this with a mixer, but then you're making, if you see this little lumps that are in there, that's pumpkin, and you don't want pureed any more than that. And if you use a mixer on it, number one, it's cheating, and number two, I prefer having mine with a little bit of consistency like this. You actually feel a pumpkin in your mouth when you're eating it. Okay, that looks pretty well mixed. That looks pretty good to me. Make sure all the bottom is mixed in. It looks good. We're going to now fill this with our pumpkin pie filling. And I'm just going to use this cup with a handle on it because it makes life a lot easier to pour it in. And you pour it almost to the top because this just raises a little because of the egg, and then it'll sink back down when you take it back out of the oven. So if you want a nice thick pumpkin pie, you go as close to the top as you can without going over because you don't want to spill in the oven. And that's one.
This.
And that's going in the oven.
Curfew. Then should have to be home before noon. When I wake up and I sound drinking.
Roughly about 3 to 4, maybe 4 to 4.5 cups per pie. And this is a 9-inch pie plate, by the way.
There's only two things that are on my mind. I want my beer and my bitches at the same damn time because I've got a feeling.
And that is it. That's it for pumpkin pie. Now for your pumpkin pie, I just put in the oven on 425 degrees. Preheat the oven for approximately 5 minutes or more before you put them in. You leave it in there for 15 minutes. Turn your oven down to 350 for 1 hour until your fork or knife comes clean out of the center or to approximately an hour and 15 minutes. Like I said, 425 for 15 minutes, 350 for an hour. My knife came out clean. They're done. Voila. Pumpkin pie.